Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to break down a really profound idea from the philosopher Eckhart Tolle. It gets at why our constant rush for the future might just be the very thing making us unhappy.
So here's the plan. First, we'll talk about a problem I think we all feel. Then we'll uncover its surprising root cause, define the part of our mind that actually creates it, discover a powerful solution, and then wrap up with a takeaway that might just shift your perspective. Okay, let's get into it.
All right, let's start with a feeling that I'm sure is instantly recognizable, especially if you've ever spent time in a big city.
Tolle tells this great story about trying to just take a stroll in New York City, only to find himself swept up in this massive crowd. And he realized they weren't just rushing to get to a place, they were desperately trying to get to the next moment, as if that moment was somehow way more important than the one they were in.
And this brings up a really crucial point. See, the problem isn't moving fast. The problem is mentally living in the future, believing that the next moment is the prize. You can actually move really quickly, but with your entire focus on the action itself, right here, right now. And when you do that, you feel energized, not stressed out.
You know, this constant need to get to the next moment isn't some personal failing. Tolle actually calls it a collective dysfunction of the modern mind. And because pretty much everyone is doing it, we don't even see it as a problem. It just feels, well, normal.
Okay, so if the problem is this obsession with the future, what if the future isn't even what we think it is?
Let's just pause and ask a super simple but really profound question that challenges one of our most basic assumptions about how reality works.
The answer is actually kind of startling. The future, it never, ever comes. Think about it. When tomorrow gets here, what do we call it? Today. It's just another present moment. You can never actually live in a moment called the future. So here's the key takeaway. Both the past and the future only exist as thoughts happening inside your head. The past is just a memory trace, a thought you're having right now. And the future? That's just a projection, another thought you're having right now. They're mental ideas, not actual places you can go.
And this quote just brilliantly captures the paradox, right? We feel the effects of time everywhere. We get older, things change, we lose things. And yet, we can never point to time itself. We can never experience it directly. The only thing we ever truly actually experience is the now.
So if time is basically just an idea in our heads, what part of us is so completely obsessed with it?
Well, this is where the ego comes in. That's Tolle's term for the thinking mind. It's that voice in your head, the one that's constantly narrating your life. It builds your whole identity, your story of me, out of memories from the past and hopes for the future. So you see, without past and future, the ego literally has no identity. It ceases to exist.
And the ego absolutely thrives on being dissatisfied. It's always telling you that something is missing, that something is wrong. It's constantly dangling this carrot in front of you, promising that the next achievement, the next relationship, the next whatever, that's the thing that will finally make you happy. Of course, it's a search that, by its very nature, can never, ever end.
So now that we've kind of diagnosed the problem and found the source, what's the solution? Well, it turns out it's deceptively simple.
The way out is always through the present moment. And this doesn't mean you stop doing things. It just means you bring a full, non-judgmental awareness to whatever you're doing. Let's say you miss a taxi. Fighting that reality in your mind creates all this stress, but accepting it, just internally saying yes to what is, the stress immediately vanishes.
And look, this isn't just some abstract philosophical concept. Tolle suggests there's a real shift happening in the world. He estimates that maybe 10% of people are starting to awake from this dysfunction, realizing that the constant chatter in their head, that story of me, isn't who they really are. And that leads us to the final and most transformative idea of all, a completely new way of understanding who you are. Here it is. This is the crucial shift. You are not the voice in your head. You are not the thinker. You are the silent presence, the awareness that is aware of that voice. You're the listener, not the running commentary.
I absolutely love this way of putting it. Think of it like this. Your thoughts, your memories, your emotions, they're all like clouds passing through the sky. You are not the clouds. You are the sky itself. You are the space in which the whole story happens.
And this just explains so much about why we suffer, right? We tie our sense of self to things that are always changing. Our thoughts, our bodies, our jobs. These are all just forms. But when you connect with that timeless, formless awareness within, you find a peace that doesn't depend on what forms are coming and going in your life.
So that leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question to carry with us. If you let go of your story, your past, your future, and that whole mental narrative you've built around them, who or what are you really? The answer isn't in another thought. It's in the stillness that lies just beyond it.